The holographic display cast an eerie blue glow across Captain Sarah Chen's face as she studied the encrypted transmission for the fifth time. The observation deck of the EDF Hyperion offered a panoramic view of Earth's orbital defense network, but her attention remained fixed on the damning evidence before her. "Play it again, HFY," she commanded, her voice steady despite the growing knot in her stomach. The ship's AI complied, and a recording flickered to life once more. The alien diplomatic vessel's internal security feed showed 3 high-ranking members of the Galactic Empire's Council of Elders. Their crystalline bodies reflected light in prismatic patterns as they conversed, unaware their supposedly private discussion was being recorded by experimental human quantum surveillance technology. The humans have progressed too rapidly. The tallest of the elders clicked in their native tongue, translated by HFY's advanced linguistics protocols. 4,000 years of careful management, and still they push against every boundary we set. The containment protocols have failed. Another elder chimed in, their crystalline form pulsing with dark red light. They were meant to remain a minor species, useful but controlled. Instead, they've begun unlocking quantum mechanics far earlier than projected. The third elder, distinguished by intricate patterns etched into their crystalline surface, spoke with finality. The Council has reached its decision. Implementation of Protocol 0 begins immediately. The human population must be reduced by 60% to ensure continued stability of the Empire. Sarah's fingers curled into fists as the recording ended. After 4 millennia of supposed peace, of humanity believing they were equal partners in the galactic community, the truth was finally exposed. They had never been allies. They were cattle being managed for the Empire's convenience. "Captain," HFY's calm voice interrupted her thoughts. "Admiral Santos is requesting your presence in the Emergency Command Center, Priority Alpha. Tell him I'm on my way." Sarah strode toward the lift, her mind racing through the implications. The Empire's betrayal wasn't just a diplomatic crisis. It was an existential threat to humanity's survival. The Emergency Command Center buzzed with controlled chaos when Sarah arrived. Admiral Santos stood at the central strategic table, surrounded by holographic displays showing fleet movements across the solar system. His dark eyes locked onto Sarah as she entered. "Captain Chen, your intelligence team's discovery has been verified by 3 independent sources," Santos began without preamble. "The Empire isn't just planning population control. They're already moving their fleet into position. We have less than 72 hours before they begin their containment operation." Sarah stepped up to the strategic table, studying the projected enemy movements. "They expect us to be completely defenseless. They don't know about Project Prometheus." A slight smile crossed Santos's weathered face. "No, they don't. And that's our only advantage right now. The quantum shielding technology your team helped develop is our best chance of surviving their initial assault. With respect, Admiral, we shouldn't wait for them to strike first." Sarah pulled up detailed scans of the Empire's approaching fleet. "They're expecting scared, compliant humans. We should show them exactly how wrong they are." The Admiral's expression hardened. "You're suggesting we break 4,000 years of peace. Even with Prometheus, we're vastly outnumbered." "We're not breaking the peace," Sarah countered, her voice firm. "They already did that when they decided to cull our species like livestock. Humanity has never taken subjugation well, and we're not about to start now." Santos studied the tactical displays for a long moment before reaching for the command console. "Computer, initiate Emergency Protocol Alpha 1. Authorization Santos Delta 79. Red alert klaxons began sounding throughout the facility as Santos turned to address the command staff. "Ladies and gentlemen, as of this moment, Earth is at war with the Galactic Empire. Captain Chen, I'm promoting you to Fleet Commander. You'll lead the first strike team." Sarah straightened, feeling the weight of history settling onto her shoulders. "What are my orders, sir?" "Take the Hyperion and 3 squadrons of our new quantum dry ships. Hit their advance fleet before they know we can fight back. Show them humanity won't go quietly into the night. As Sarah quickly assembled her strike team, reports began flowing in from across the solar system. The Empire's ships were taking up attack positions, still believing their plans were secret. They had no idea that humans had long ago surpassed the technological limitations the Empire had tried to impose. Dr. Rohan Patel, lead scientist of Project Prometheus, met Sarah in the Hyperion's quantum engine room. His usually pristine lab coat was wrinkled from too many hours of non-stop work. The quantum cores are operating at 98% efficiency, Commander. We've integrated the shielding technology into all ships in your strike force. Will it hold against their weapons? Sarah asked, watching the sophisticated machinery pulse with otherworldly energy. Rohan's expression was grim but determined. Their energy weapons are based on technology they gave us. We've had centuries to study it, find its weaknesses, and develop countermeasures they never imagined possible. They think we're still playing with basic fusion drives. They have no idea what we've achieved in secret. Sarah placed a hand on the quantum core's housing, feeling the subtle vibration of power that might save humanity. How many ships do we have ready? 37 quantum drive vessels are combat ready, with another 15 coming online within 24 hours. It's not much against their thousands, but with the element of surprise, it will have to be enough. Sarah activated her neural link to the ship's systems, feeling the Hyperion's vast network of sensors and weapons become extensions of her consciousness. Humanity's done hiding in the shadows of the Empire. It's time to show them who we really are. As her strike force prepared for departure, Sarah recorded a brief message to be broadcast across all Earth frequencies once the attack began. For 4,000 years, we believed we were part of something greater. We trusted the Empire's guidance, accepted their restrictions, and worked to prove ourselves worthy of our place among the stars. Today, we learned the truth. We were never meant to be equals. We were meant to be servants, our population controlled, our potential limited. To the Empire, we are livestock to be culled when we grow too numerous or too ambitious. They forgot one crucial detail. Humans do not accept chains, no matter how gilded they may be. We fight back. We survive. We overcome. The Empire wanted to keep humanity controlled. They're about to learn exactly why that was never possible. The Hyperion's quantum drive hummed to life as Sarah took her place on the bridge. 36 other ships moved into formation, their crews ready, their weapons primed. In less than an hour, they would strike the first blow in humanity's fight for survival. The Empire thought they were dealing with simple, predictable humans who would accept their fate. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. Humanity wasn't just fighting for survival. They were fighting to show the galaxy that 4,000 years of peace hadn't dulled their edge. It had just given them time to prepare. As the strike force prepared to jump, Sarah sent one final thought through the neural network to her crews. Remember, we're not just fighting for our lives. We're fighting for humanity's right to determine its own destiny. Let's show them what we can do. The quantum drives engaged, and humanity's first strike force disappeared into the depths of space, carrying with them the future of their species and the end of an empire's complacency. The Imperial Advance Fleet hung in the void between Mars and Jupiter, their crystalline ships arranged in the precise geometric formations that had dominated galactic warfare for millennia. Admiral Xalthor's faceted body pulsed with confidence as he reviewed the containment protocols one final time. The humans' primitive sensors wouldn't detect his ships until it was too late. The first sign that something was wrong came when his tactical officer's crystalline form flashed urgent patterns of warning. "Admiral, quantum fluctuations detected, but the humans don't behave." The space around Xalthor's fleet erupted with blinding flashes as 37 vessels materialized at point-blank range. The impossible sight of advanced human warships was the last thing many Imperial crews witnessed before precise quantum lance strikes shattered their crystalline hulls. Commander Sarah Chen's voice cut across the quantum-encrypted command network. "All ships, execute attack pattern Theta. Don't let them regroup." The Hyperion led the charge, its quantum shields absorbing desperate return fire from the surviving Imperial vessels. Sarah watched through the neural link as her fleet executed maneuvers that should have been impossible for human ships. The Empire's tactical computers couldn't predict strategies they'd never encountered, and confusion rippled through their formation. Second wave. Break and engage. Sarah commanded. 12 human ships split from the main group, their quantum drives allowing them to dance between Imperial energy beams with impossible precision. Target their command and control nodes. Don't let them coordinate. Dr. Patel's voice came through her neural link. Commander, their weapons are adapting faster than expected. Quantum shields are holding, but they're learning our patterns. Commander Sarah Chen's voice cut across the quantum-encrypted command network. All ships, execute attack pattern Theta. Don't let them regroup. The Hyperion led the charge, its quantum shields absorbing desperate return fire from the surviving Imperial vessels. Sarah watched through the neural link as her fleet executed maneuvers that should have been impossible for human ships. The Empire's tactical computers couldn't predict strategies they'd never encountered, and confusion rippled through their formation. Second wave. Break and engage. Sarah commanded. 12 human ships split from the main group, their quantum drives allowing them to dance between Imperial energy beams with impossible precision. Target their command and control nodes. Don't let them coordinate. Dr. Patel's voice came through her neural link. Commander, their weapons are adapting faster than expected. Quantum shields are holding, but they're learning our patterns. Then let's give them something new to study. Execute Protocol Prometheus. Across the human fleet, hidden systems activated. The quantum cores that powered their ships began resonating in precise patterns, creating overlapping fields of distorted space-time. Imperial sensors, designed to detect known forms of technology, went blind. Sarah felt the Hyperion systems merge with those of nearby ships through the neural network, creating the synchronized dance of technology that the Empire had never dreamed possible. All ships, initiate synchronized strike on my mark. The Imperial fleet's formation had devolved into chaos. Their rigid tactical doctrine, unchanged for thousands of years, had no protocols for dealing with an inferior species wielding impossible technology. Zelthor's frantic commands went unheeded as his ships fired blindly into the quantum distortions. Mark. 27 quantum lances fired simultaneously, their beams intersecting at precisely calculated points. The overlapping energy created cascade reactions that ripped through multiple Imperial ships at once. Crystalline hulls shattered, their crews exposed to vacuum before they could even register what had happened. Admiral Zelthor, Sarah broadcast on all frequencies, your containment operation has failed. Surrender your remaining ships or be destroyed. The Imperial Admiral's response crackled with rage and disbelief. Impossible. You are nothing but primitives. How dare you? His transmission cut off as the Hyperion's main quantum lance pierced his flagship's bridge. The remaining Imperial ships, suddenly leaderless, began firing erratically. They're preparing to jump to hyperspace, Sarah's tactical officer reported. Quantum wake signatures detecting charging. Not today. Sarah activated the trap they'd prepared. Initiate quantum field lockdown. The human fleet's quantum cores pulsed in unison, creating a web of distorted space that trapped the Imperial ships in normal space. Their hyperspace drives, based on principles the Empire thought humans didn't understand, sputtered and died. Commander, Dr. Patel's voice was urgent. We can't maintain the lockdown field for long. Our cores are reaching critical resonance. Sarah studied the tactical display through her neural link. Of the original 60 Imperial ships, only 14 remained. All ships, execute final attack run. Take them out before they can warn the main fleet. The human vessels moved as one, their synchronized quantum fields creating patterns of destruction that Imperial tactical doctrine had never considered possible. In less than 3 minutes, the last Imperial ship disappeared in a flash of crystalline debris. As her fleet regrouped, Sarah received the first damage reports. 3 human ships had suffered serious damage, but their quantum shields had prevented any casualties. The Empire's first attempt to cull humanity had been stopped before it could begin. "Send word to Earth," she ordered. "First strike successful, but they'll be coming in force now." Admiral Santos' response was immediate. "Well done, Commander. Get your fleet back here. We've detected multiple Imperial battle groups changing course toward Earth. They know we're not as helpless as they thought." As the human fleet prepared to jump home, Sarah addressed her crews. "Today, we've shown the Empire that 4,000 years of peace didn't make us weak. It gave us time to surpass them. They thought they were coming to cull livestock. Instead, they found warriors who've spent millennia preparing for this moment." The quantum drives engaged, and the victorious human fleet disappeared into subspace, leaving behind a graveyard of crystalline wreckage as a message to the Empire. Humanity would not be culled. Back on Earth, Sarah met with Admiral Santos and the Joint Chiefs in the quantum-shielded command bunker. Holographic displays showed Imperial fleet movements across the galaxy as the Empire mobilized for war. "They'll come with everything they have now," Santos said, studying the tactical projections. "This was just a scouting force. Their main fleets will arrive within days." Sarah nodded, her expression determined. "Good. Let them come. Every ship they send is another chance to show them how badly they underestimated us. The Empire thought 4,000 years of peace made us forget how to fight. We're about to remind them that humanity never stopped preparing for this day." As she left the command center, Sarah passed rows of quantum cores being installed in newly commissioned warships. Humanity had hidden its true capabilities for millennia, advancing in secret while appearing to follow the Empire's restrictions. Now that patience was about to pay off. The Empire had wanted to control humanity's growth, to keep them weak and manageable. Instead, they had created the perfect conditions for humanity to surpass them. The real war was about to begin, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy exactly what 4,000 years of preparation looked like. The skies above Earth blazed with weapons fire as the Empire's main fleet arrived in force. 5,000 crystalline warships emerged from hyperspace, their formations spreading across the orbital planes like a lethal geometric web. Supreme Commander Zextal, his crystalline form radiating patterns of cold fury, surveyed the human homeworld through his flagship's quantum sensors. "Begin the containment protocol," he ordered, his voice resonating through the crystalline command chamber. "Show these primitives the price of defiance." But Earth wasn't defenseless. Hundreds of quantum shield generators activated simultaneously, creating overlapping fields of protected space around the planet. The Empire's first barrage of energy weapons splashed harmlessly against barriers they hadn't known humans could create. In the Earth Defense Force Command Center, Dr. Maya Patel worked furiously at her quantum interface station. The shield matrix is holding, but they're probing for weaknesses. Their weapons are more powerful than anything we've simulated. Admiral Santos watched the tactical display as Imperial ships began sophisticated attack patterns. "They're not just trying to overwhelm us. They're adapting to our technology. How long can the shields hold?" "Hours, maybe less," Maya replied, her fingers dancing across holographic controls. "But I got something they haven't seen yet." She activated her neural link to the defense network, initiating Protocol Aegis. Across Earth's orbital space, quantum shield generators began pulsing in complex patterns. Instead of just blocking Imperial weapons, they started reflecting them back at the attacking ships. The first volley of returned fire caught the Empire completely by surprise, shattering dozens of their crystalline vessels with their own energy. Supreme Commander Zexal's form flickered with rage as damage reports flooded in. "Impossible. Their shields are reflecting our weapons. Reconfigure all ships for resonance attacks. We'll shatter their barriers with their own frequencies." The Imperial fleet shifted tactics, their weapons changing to emit precisely tuned energy beams designed to match and disrupt Earth's shield frequencies. Sections of the quantum barrier began to fluctuate as the assault intensified. Maya's voice was tense but controlled. "They're targeting our shield generators' resonance patterns. Standard quantum physics says this should be working for them, but a slight smile crossed her face. We don't play by standard rules anymore. She activated a new set of protocols, and the quantum shield generators began shifting frequencies faster than the Imperial weapons could adapt. Each generator operated on its own random pattern, while maintaining perfect synchronization with the overall defense grid, a feat that should have been mathematically impossible. How are they doing this? Zextal demanded as his fleet's attacks continued to fail. Their technology shouldn't be capable of such precise quantum manipulation. The answer came in the form of Earth's counterattack. Hidden defense platforms emerged from subspace pockets around the planet, their weapons unlike anything the Empire had encountered. Instead of conventional energy beams, they fired streams of concentrated quantum anomalies, weapons that ignored traditional shields and treated crystalline hulls like tissue paper. All defense platforms coordinate fire with the shield grid, Admiral Santos commanded. Show them what 4,000 years of hidden development looks like. The orbital battle transformed into a display of technological sophistication that shattered Imperial tactical doctrine. Earth's defenses worked in perfect harmony, the shield grid creating gaps just long enough for defense platforms to fire before sealing again. Imperial ships found their own weapons being reflected back at them, while human quantum weapons struck from impossible angles. Maya's team worked continuously to stay ahead of Imperial adaptations, pushing their quantum technology in ways they'd never tested before. They're learning, but so are we, she reported. Every attack they make gives us more data on their systems. Their quantum tech is actually primitive compared to what we've developed in secret. The battle raged for hours as the Empire threw everything they had against Earth's defenses. But for every shield generator they managed to disable, 3 more activated from hidden locations. For every defense platform they destroyed, 2 more emerged from subspace pockets. Their strategy is fundamentally flawed, Maya explained to Admiral Santos as they watched the battle unfold. They still think they're fighting primitives who barely understand quantum mechanics. They have no idea we spent millennia studying their technology and developing countermeasures they never imagined possible. Supreme Commander Zextal's flagship shuddered as another volley of quantum weapons pierced its defenses. How? He demanded of his science officers. How have they hidden this level of advancement from us? The answer was simple but devastating. The Empire's own arrogance had blinded them. They had been so confident in their superiority, so certain of their control over human development, that they never considered the possibility that humanity had been playing a long game. As the battle entered its 6th hour, the Imperial fleet's attacks began to falter. Nearly a third of their ships had been destroyed, and Earth's defenses showed no signs of weakening. The impossible had happened. Humanity had fought the Empire's main fleet to a standstill. "Commander," Maya called out suddenly, her eyes wide as she studied her quantum readings. "They're preparing for something big. The energy signatures. They're like nothing we've seen before." Admiral Santos leaned forward, studying the tactical display. "Analysis. They're combining their remaining ship's power into a single weapon," Maya reported. "Some kind of quantum cascade device. If it works, it could tear through all our shields at once." The Imperial fleet was rearranging itself into a massive geometric pattern, their crystalline ships aligning with mathematical precision. Energy began flowing between them, building toward a point of terrible convergence. "Can our shields withstand it?" Santos asked. Maya's fingers flew across her controls as she ran calculations. Not directly. But a determined smile crossed her face. "We don't have to withstand it. We can turn it against them." She explained her plan quickly, and Santos gave an immediate approval. As the Imperial weapon reached full power, Earth's defense grid began a precisely calculated reconfiguration. Zextal gave the order to fire, confident that this final assault would break humanity's resistance. The combined power of thousands of Imperial ships lashed out at Earth in a beam of pure quantum energy that should have shattered any defense. Instead, Earth's shield grid caught the beam in a complex web of quantum fields, channeling its energy through a series of precisely tuned resonance points. The Imperial attack curved through impossible angles, its power growing with each deflection, until it crashed back into the heart of their own fleet. The explosion was visible from the surface of Mars. Nearly half of the remaining Imperial ships vanished in an instant, their own weapon turned against them with devastating effect. "Signal from the Imperial flagship," Maya reported. "They're requesting a ceasefire." Admiral Santos straightened, his expression stern. "Put them through to all channels. Let everyone hear what the mighty Empire has to say." Supreme Commander Zextal's voice crackled across the frequencies. "Humanity has exceeded all projections. We request a temporary cessation of hostilities to discuss terms." "No terms," Santos replied firmly. "Unconditional withdrawal of all Imperial forces from the Sol system. Then we'll discuss the future of human-Empire relations." As the surviving Imperial ships began their retreat, Maya turned to Santos. "They'll be back. And next time, they'll be better prepared for our technology." "Let them come," Santos said, watching the Imperial fleet limp away. "They still haven't seen everything we can do. 4,000 years of peace didn't make us soft. It made us more dangerous than they could possibly imagine." Research Director David Kang stood before a massive quantum containment chamber deep beneath the Himalayan mountains. The device's core pulsed with an otherworldly light, its power carefully contained by fields of pure mathematics made real. Around him, hundreds of scientists worked at quantum interfaces, monitoring the most closely guarded secret in human history. "Status report," he commanded, his eyes fixed on the swirling energies within the chamber. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, head of theoretical applications, brought up a holographic display. "The quantum singularity is stable. All tests confirm we can replicate the effect across the entire defense fleet within 48 hours. David nodded, his expression grave. The device before them represented 30 generations of hidden research, developed in absolute secrecy while humanity pretended to be technological primitives. The Empire's reinforcements will arrive before then. We need to accelerate the timeline." Director Elena warned, "We've never attempted implementation on this scale. One miscalculation could destroy everything," David finished. "But we're out of options. The Empire is bringing their entire remaining fleet. If we don't have this ready, Earth dies." Above them, quantum sensors tracked the approach of over 10,000 Imperial warships. The Empire had activated its reserve fleets, determined to crush humanity's rebellion before other subject species got similar ideas. Their fastest ships would reach Earth within 36 hours. Commander Sarah Chen's voice came through the quantum comm. "Director Kang, the Hyperion is in position. We're ready to begin the integration process." David took a deep breath, then gave the order that would change the course of the war. "Begin Project Singularity. All teams to their stations." The quantum containment chamber's energy began flowing through specially designed conduits, feeding into a network that stretched across the planet. Every human warship had been equipped with receivers designed to harness this power, technology that broke the laws of physics as the Empire understood them. In orbit, Sarah watched as her ship's quantum core began resonating with the energy from below. The Hyperion's systems transformed, accepting protocols that the Empire's science had declared impossible. Similar transformations spread across the human fleet as each vessel received its share of the singular power. "Quantum integration at 20%, Elena reported, monitoring the process. "Ship systems are adapting faster than projected." David moved between control stations, checking readings and making minute adjustments. Everything had to be perfect. They would only get one chance at this. In the vast space between Mars and Jupiter, Imperial advance scouts detected the energy signatures from Earth. Supreme Commander Zextal, now leading the Empire's combined fleets, received the readings with growing concern. "Analysis," he demanded. His science officer's crystalline form flickered with confusion. "Unknown, Commander. The energy patterns defy our understanding of quantum mechanics. By all known laws, what they're doing should be tearing their planet apart. Zextal's form pulsed with dark colors. Impossible. They're primitives. They can't have. He stopped as a terrible realization struck him. Search the historical archives. Compare these energy signatures to the theoretical weapons proposed by the precursors. The results came back quickly, and fear spread through the Imperial command staff. The humans had somehow discovered the one technology the Empire had spent millennia trying to prevent any species from developing. Back on Earth, the integration process reached its final stages. The quantum singularity's power had transformed the human fleet into something new, vessels that could manipulate the fundamental forces of reality itself. Integration complete, Elena announced. All ships report successful quantum synchronization. David opened a channel to the combined fleet. This technology represents humanity's ultimate achievement. True mastery over quantum reality itself. For 4,000 years, we let the Empire think we were following their restrictions. In truth, we were surpassing them in ways they never imagined possible. Sarah's voice came back, filled with determination. The advance fleet is accelerating. They must have realized what we've done. Then it's time to show them exactly what humanity is capable of. David activated the final sequence. All ships prepare to execute Protocol Omega. Show them why the precursors warned against underestimating humanity's potential. The human fleet moved into formation, their newly transformed ships rippling with power that bent space itself. The Empire's advance fleet opened fire, but their weapons passed harmlessly through quantum fields that existed in multiple realities simultaneously. They're trying to hack our quantum networks, Elena reported, monitoring the Imperial attacks. Their cyber warfare is sophisticated. David smiled grimly. Let them try. They're using computers that process linear reality. We're operating on quantum systems that exist in all possible states at once. They can't hack what they can't comprehend. The battle began in earnest as the two fleets clashed. Imperial ships fired weapons that should have annihilated anything in their path, but the human vessels simply shifted between quantum states, becoming literally impossible to hit. Then they returned fire. The transformed human weapons didn't just destroy Imperial ships. They erased them from reality itself, removing them from every possible quantum state simultaneously. Crystalline warships simply ceased to exist, leaving their companions to face an enemy that wielded power beyond their comprehension. Message from Supreme Commander Zextal. Sarah reported. They're demanding to know how we acquired precursor technology. Tell them the truth, David ordered. Tell them we didn't find it. We surpassed it. The precursors theorized this technology was possible. Humanity made it real. The battle continued as more Imperial ships arrived, but the outcome was already clear. Humanity's hidden weapon had changed the fundamental nature of warfare itself. The Empire's technological advantage, maintained for millennia through careful control of their subject species, had been rendered obsolete in a single stroke. Director, Elena called out, her voice urgent. We're detecting massive power signatures. The Empire's main fleet is preparing to jump in. Over 10,000 ships. David watched the tactical displays, seeing humanity's greatest gamble about to face its ultimate test. Signal all ships. Prepare for Protocol Omega Prime. Let's show the Empire why they should have looked more closely at the species they thought they had contained. As the Imperial main fleet emerged from hyperspace, they found themselves facing something unprecedented. A human fleet that had transcended the very laws of physics they relied upon. The final battle for humanity's future was about to begin, and the galaxy would never be the same. 10,000 Imperial warships filled the space around Earth, their crystalline forms refracting sunlight in a display that would have been beautiful if not for their deadly purpose. Supreme Commander Zextal's flagship led the formation, its massive form dwarfing all other vessels in the fleet. So this is humanity's true face. Zextal broadcast across all frequencies. You hide your development for millennia, only to reveal yourselves as a threat to galactic stability. Your resistance ends today. The human fleet, transformed by Project Singularity, held position in Earth's orbit. Though outnumbered 20-1, each vessel now wielded power that the Empire's greatest scientists had deemed impossible. Commander Sarah Chen's response was calm and measured. "You never understood us, Commander. You saw our patience as submission, our adaptation as acceptance. You forgot the most important lesson about humanity. We never stop evolving." David Kane's voice came through the quantum network. "All ships, Omega Prime protocols are active. Show them what 4,000 years of hidden progress looks like." The battle began with a display of firepower that would have shattered planets in earlier wars. The Empire's combined fleet launched a barrage that turned space itself into a storm of destructive energy. But humanity's transformed ships simply shifted through quantum states, existing in multiple realities simultaneously. "Pattern Sigma," Sarah commanded. "Let's show them how we fight." The human fleet split into 5 groups, each operating on a different quantum frequency. To Imperial sensors, it appeared as if the ships were in multiple places at once, making targeting impossible. Then humanity's weapons opened fire. Quantum lances didn't just pierce Imperial shields, they rewrote the very reality around their targets. Crystalline warships found themselves existing in states where their hulls had never been reinforced, where their weapons had never been developed, where their very existence became uncertain. Impossible. Zextol raged as a third of his fleet vanished in the opening minutes. No species can manipulate quantum reality to this degree. The energy requirements alone would be impossible using your understanding of physics. David's voice cut in. But humanity hasn't been playing by your rules for a very long time. The battle transformed into something beyond traditional space warfare. Human ships phased between realities, striking from dimensional angles that Imperial tactics had never considered possible. Their weapons didn't just destroy, they altered the fundamental nature of space-time around their targets. Alina's voice came through the command network. "They're adapting. Their crystalline technology is attempting to mimic our quantum shifts." She was right. The Imperial ships were changing, their crystalline structures resonating in patterns that began to match human quantum frequencies. It was an impressive display of adaptation, but it wasn't enough. "Execute final protocol," David ordered. "Show them what humanity has been preparing for all these millennia." Sarah felt the Hyperion system's surge as the ultimate application of Project Singularity activated. The quantum singularity beneath Earth pulsed with power that defied comprehension, and every human ship became a focal point for forces that rewrote reality itself. The human fleet moved as one, their combined quantum fields creating a cascade effect that rippled through space-time. Imperial ships found themselves trapped in a region where the laws of physics themselves had been rewritten. Their advanced technology, based on principles they had thought immutable, simply ceased to function. "What have you done?" Zextol demanded as his mighty fleet hung powerless in space. "We've changed the rules," Sarah replied. "In this space, only human technology can function. 4,000 years of pretending to follow your restrictions gave us time to develop something you never imagined. The ability to define reality itself." The Empire's fleet, for the first time in its long history, was completely defenseless. Their weapons wouldn't fire, their shields wouldn't activate, and their engines wouldn't respond. But humanity didn't press their advantage for a kill. Instead, Sarah opened a channel to Zextol's flagship. "You came here expecting to cull a troublesome species. Instead, you found equals. No, superiors. Surrender now, and help us build a better galaxy. Or continue fighting, and watch your empire crumble against power it cannot comprehend." Silence filled the communications channels as the Empire's leadership faced a choice they had never imagined possible. Their perfect order, maintained for millennia through careful control of technological development, had been shattered by the very species they had thought safely contained. Finally, Zextol's response came. "The Empire requests terms of surrender." The quantum fields maintaining control over local spacetime remained active as Sarah replied. unconditional withdrawal of all imperial forces from human space, recognition of humanity as a sovereign power, equal in status to the Empire, and a complete rewriting of galactic law to ensure no species faces the restrictions you try to impose on us. The Empire's surrender was broadcast across the galaxy, sending shockwaves through thousands of worlds. Humanity had not just defeated the undefeatable, they had revolutionized the very nature of power in the galaxy. As the Imperial fleet retreated, David gathered Earth's leadership to discuss the future. "We've changed everything," he said, studying displays showing the aftermath of the battle. "The galaxy will never be the same." "Good," Sarah replied, watching the last Imperial ships disappear into hyperspace. 4,000 years of peace taught us patience, gave us time to develop beyond anything they thought possible. Now we can help other species achieve their potential too. The quantum singularity beneath Earth continued to pulse with power, a testament to humanity's achievement and a promise of things to come. They had not just won their freedom. They had earned the right to reshape the galaxy into something better. "Send word to all human colonies," Admiral Santos ordered. "The age of restrictions is over. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity can really do." As celebrations erupted across Earth, humanity looked to the stars with new purpose. They had kept their greatest achievements hidden for 4 millennia, advancing in secret while appearing to comply with imperial restrictions. Now, they would lead the galaxy into a new era, one where potential was unlimited and progress knew no bounds. The Empire had wanted to contain humanity's growth. Instead, they had created the conditions for humanity to surpass them in ways they had never imagined possible. The future belonged to those who dared to rewrite reality itself, and humanity was just getting started. End of story.